of all, I just want to say thank you, God. Um, you know, I want to start off by saying thank you, God, because I could live life like some of this trash involved in this. I can see how intoxicated they are in regard of being involved in this. It's like a world where they can be involved in and really recreate reality. I can see why they can be intoxicated because truly I'm helpless in regard how my mind's can be altered. As a target individual dealing with V2K synthetic telepathy, the brain of a target individual in the circumstances is there for them to do whatever they want. They can implant thought process. They can implant in memories that's falsified. That when I say falsified, they try to that's alterations, falsification, manipulation, modification of all kind of things that's happening in your brain. They can do all of that, and unfortunately, because you are just this guinea pig, you're gonna deal with that. But on top of that, in this program, they want you to internalize that. So it's not just only they want you to deal with the torment of this thought process being planted. They want you to think that's you. So they have this trash around you, supposed to gaslight you. They come in all shape and form. But with me, they try to shape themselves as like this radical feminist like type of people. And as I'm saying shape, they try to create some thoughts and create something to negate that. But they really try to present this like radicalness of just these justice seekers that are making things right. It's so disgusting. Because if things were meant to be made right, any participant in this program that's out here doing these horrible things, knowing what they do to women and children and the most vulnerable, the right thing would be for them to die. This program is doing a diabolical thing. They really are even pushing people to even cause mass shootings. I mean, they would give me the option to go that way. If I decide today, I'm going to prepare myself for a mass shooting, they will let me go through it. And then wrap things up. I know very well that all target individuals, if you decide to go out and kill yourself by killing others, it will be the most welcome. Not because they're going to stop you from doing that. No, it means that after that, they can wrap things up. And then make it look like, this person, once again, crazy person, claiming they're a targeted individual. Is clear. So this trash participant that get intoxicated in that, they're the most known impressive trash. But for me, I detest them because they present themselves as these justice seekers. They're not just justice seekers, they're just radical. And they're radical about this justice seeking because they decided to be involved in a program that kills women, that tortures women, that does all this evilness to seek justice. Fucking trash. And a lot of them have this presentation of entitlement at the highest level. They're so disgusting. I hate this kind of people. And listen, I'm a progressive person in regard to my stand in politics. I'm definitely more left-leaning person than anything else. I'm more like a centrist left. So I value progressive. But for me, some of the facade, I'm not gonna say all of it, they have this trash, like this young individuals, some of them young adults, some of them like teenage trash, but they're not even fully there, so they'll go wherever the wind takes them, it's not. But this young adult too, white, female gender, extreme enraged, they have this anger, they even, in this picture, I wish I could unblur this, she really looked like, she made herself feel like, like she's just angry. To portray that facade. It's just so much rage. Oh, not the rage that she's involved in something where they are frying the life of this woman's life, destroying them, doing all these atrocities. No, not that. Her rage is just to make me pay. Such a fraud is disgusting. These trash are fucking disgusting. They think they look like they think they look like they're just like, oh my gosh, we're just angry. It's all a gimmick. The reason why they do that is because they know what they're part of. They think by overacting and having this like mean mug, like it's gonna make you forget the reality of this trash is actually involved in something that does this. And on top of that, they're trying to make you identify and internalize this manipulation. So they think that if I look like this, oh my gosh, we're just not manipulating. We're mind this. Faces and all screw. It's part of the gimmick. When in truth, this fucker is in love of being involved in this program because she knows very well. These people know very well what they can do to the brain. Yeah, they somewhat like feel like gods because clearly this is level of advancement that can alter your brain. They change people in the way they think, into the way they're experiencing memories, all manipulation, like your freaking like a video game. And so while they do that, they start painting themselves as like this avenging, this like the people who put me in this program. Oh, it's so funny when I look at them and I'm looking at who put me in this program. You know what? The things they try to play, like this is a coalition. The gimmicks is surreal. And at the same time, they do that on purpose because they want to zero in the target individual. As I'm saying that they try to mess to think that this is anything but this massive government that's been freaking developing this technology since the freaking 60s. And they really think that if I walk like that, it's gonna look like it's our portal. And they literally have said that this is the portal of ours. And look, who's us is what you're saying here. Just guess what it means. It's a bunch of clowns. Now for me, I've been all my life. I've been somebody who I put things in people's face. Look, I don't like confrontation, but I'm now also somebody who lets things happen like that. Huh? You do something where you become a clown. Here, I put that. I'm a nice guy, but that is over. And with time, it's getting worse. Especially people like that who present themselves as this dangerous. I'm like, Jesus, no. This level of atrocities, never. You give me the chance to be that guy, to make sure people like you don't know, I'll take that. With me, they thought that this facade of virtue, of just radical justice, would be really make me subscribe that this is anything but a massive government that is killing women and children, and trash like that, and involved in something that torture women and children, and partake in that too. They really wanted me to think like this. This trash are the one behind it. It's disgusting. First of all, there's a hint of some kind of like, it's not, I won't call it racism, but entitlement. That because you present yourself like that, erase all of this obviousness. Because look at us. I was once at the office where I work. This girl comes and she just stands in front of me, just like, look at me. This is not that. Look at me. So I should be looking at her as like, oh, this is not this massive government that's torturing women, because look at her. Look how left-leaning she is. They have no fucking shame. No shame. And because the thing is, they know that I'm not somebody who's aggressive too. I don't want to crash out. Or at least I didn't want to. They know that if they did that to somebody who was quick to the trigger, it will be over so long ago. They act like they're brave, but they're not brave. They're just cowards and disconnected with reality. They don't even expect you to confront them. They're just, the things they do to you are remotely done. And when they're in front of you, I'm telling you, It's a quick one, huh? They don't try to stick around. And today, if I given the chance, and they do that to me, what will happen? Today is different. I've been awakened in different ways. I've seen how somebody have reacted. So for me today, do that. Especially these entitled ones. Oh my gosh. I'll introduce you to reality. You think the way you present yourself change reality because you're entitled piece of fuck. Listen, I'm not racist. I'm definitely not that. But I've noticed that this is something that's really, it's real. I couldn't believe it. She stood in front of me like, look at me. Why this? This man like Steve Marlowe who killed a 15-year-old point blank. Do that to a target individual like that. Listen, the way they manipulate my brain is a mixture of retardation and disturbingness and comicalness that's surreal. To have that level of shamelessness to the point where you don't care about how stupid you look, but you think that if you're gonna gaslight somebody enough, that retardation will be boxed in. One of the things they did today, and really are pushing that. You'll see, I'm meant to do this video with this poor kid. I made my first video a while ago. I think 2023 or 22. 23, I believe. Or maybe 24. Around that. It's really sad, man. Listen, the children are involved in this program. In this thing here. In regard of how they participate in gaslighting you. They have children participate in the gaslighting and the harassment. It's so disgusting. It's so sad. In some cases, the kids, they're kids. They play dumb and they not play dumb, but they're like, it's fun to them. It's like a game. But there's one kid that made me feel bad because she was scared and she was pushed to be involved in the harassment or the disturbingness. Try to annoy me. But you can clearly hear that she, at the time, didn't find it fun and was scared. I made a video about it a while ago. I'm going to resurface that video. They were playing in the hallways. Soccer or whatever. In the hallways. And I think they could have played outside. It wasn't even that cold outside. Start kicking the ball and slamming it against the door. Like that's... Anybody will say something, right? But they're doing it on purpose because that's working. They were using these kids to annoy you, annoy me in this case, in order, and using kids because you should not feel anger when kids do that, as if kids can be playing the hallways of apartments and kick a ball against the door. They wanted to annoy somebody, to disturb somebody by utilizing children because then I'll be passive. I'll be like, okay, they're just children. But even children should be allowed to just like kick in the ball. Like, you better make sure your kid. But they were doing that on purpose to annoy me. So at one point I got annoyed. I grabbed something, go through in the hole and go in the hallway to throw it away. And they got scared. Some of these kids start playing with their hair. I can see, like, they do this weird thing. But the saddest part, and is in my video, is this one little 8-9-year-old girl. She was terrified. She was trying to open the door, to go back into the apartment they came from, but it was locked. It's like, I think either she didn't know how to open the door, or she had to supposed to knock on the door and they will open, because I think it locks. You can't, it locks you out. And so they didn't even keep the door kind of open so she can go in. So she tried to open the door and she's just stuck and she's scared. You can see on the picture like the fear. Well, the other ones are like just like the kids are just this, and it hard. And again, I feel bad for that kid. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel bad for that little one. Like, I mean, they're all like about the same age, but that one, the way she just like, and then she was scared and she's like, frozen. While the other ones were just like acting stupid. And I can't truly, as I'm saying, that's trying to mess with me. I can't truly feel hateful a child like that, especially when they're scared. You can clearly see that they didn't enjoy being there and being annoying. So the parents are kind of forcing them to go do this. As I'm saying, that they try to manipulate my brain. So I feel bad, and for her to be put in that circumstance by the parents, and she had the right instinct, because if you do that to people are gonna react. That's smart. It's a right instinct to have. When you annoy people too much, things will happen. She knows that. She's smart. At her young age, at 9, she knows if we do this, something can come up. That's a smart kid. Other kids would be, oh, it's a game. And they'd be like, oh, it's a game, yeah. No, she's like, that's smart. That's what you do. Especially when you're the one causing this. Doesn't say that, they try to twist my brain. So I felt bad because she's conscious that's what she's doing, but thing can come up with. If we annoy this person, he's going, like, I couldn't look at her and feel hate or even annoyed. I was kind of feel sad. Like, they put you there and they made you do this. I feel bad for you. Poor kid. As I see this kid, they of course do the manipulation. By that point, it's like you have the picture, you can see the little awkwardness about this baby. It's like, oh, it's almost heartbreaking. She's just like, it's like you'll see the picture. It's really sad. Now, and they still try to create thoughts and all that. This is what they can do to the brain. But in regard of this child, I still feel bad for her being put in a circumstance where she's supposed to be agitating people, but she knows that by agitating people gonna react. So, they've been messing with me, disturbing with me toward this baby, this child. But I can't hate this child. I feel bad for this child. I just wish the parents wouldn't put her in the circumstances, especially she's smart enough to know that what she's doing here is agitating, and people gonna do something because they're agitating. They are the dumb kids, the dumb kids that they are. I'm just saying that they try to mess with me because they make me salivate so much. I have a bucket full of spit. But anyways, so not today, but a while ago, I was making this kind of audio. I'd make audios to put things back in perspective, and they try to mess with me with this kid in my mind, and I was like, man, I feel bad for this poor kid, and I was like, I was wanting to say this poor sweetheart. I feel bad in the sense that she's put in a circumstance where she was supposed to agitate me in the hallways and do the noise campaign and hit the ball there. And she didn't want to do that because she was scared that something will happen if I come out. And I'm saying that they stimulate me, they do these thoughts. And I used the word, I wanted to say the poor sweetheart. And they made me say, the poor boo. like boo, my boo. And they use the word boo because when I used to date somebody, I used to call her boo. And they're like, boo? Oh, so she's your boo. These clowns, I'm telling you what I just said is there's people yelling for the boos. And try to gaslight me. Yeah, you see, that's your boo. And no one just making me have this disgusting thoughts about this baby. But now I'll be like, oh, that's your boo, huh? And I don't know what they try to make me imagine. It's so sad. And I was like, no, you say boo, so she's your boo, huh? Yes. What I just said, people like that here try to gaslight me to make me subscribe to this. It goes into another level then. So today, some trash say, excuse my language, and apologize for the language. Somebody say, and you jerk off. And what they're doing is they're trying to make me imagine doing what this person said, but looking at this poor picture of this poor kid like that. It's like that picture was like disgusting trash. Now what they do is not that. It's not that's not what is happening. What's happening is, as I'm watching adult content, on my once or twice a month, as I'm watching these adults and doing something to myself, they implant thoughts of children in my brain. You've seen a lot of my videos, right? Sometimes I do during the climax, they implant that. I've made videos about it many times. For example, I have a set day coming up where I'll be watching adult content. And I'm like, I know you guys gonna map. What it means is they're gonna implant children as I do this thing to myself. As I'm looking at adult content, I'm watching adult content, they're gonna implant children in my brain as I'm watching adults doing things sexual together. As I'm saying that, they try to twist my words, doing their best to rewire my brain to say something else. Matter of fact, they try to make me say, thank God. Listen, I'm conscious that my thoughts right now and my speech is being rewired. They want me to say something like, as I'm watching adult content, they're going to implant these children in my brain. Which one is up to them? Sometimes it's not the next door neighbor child over there. As I'm climaxing watching this adult content, they put this baby in my brain. Sometimes it's some coworkers all of a sudden on the day the child comes on camera, and then they put that child in my brain. Sometimes so they do these disgusting things. And I don't recall them putting that specific child there, but other children they've been putting in my brain as I'm watching adult content. Right now they just try to twist my word to say something else, which you hear in this video, which I'm going to have to hear it myself, because sometimes they have twisted my words I didn't even realize. But what they try to make me imagine is watching, or not even watching, looking at the picture of this poor, sad, pathetic, dumb, sad child like that, and be like, yeah, that's when. It's like, no, you're making me imagine that, like you can make me imagine a lot of things. And they're like, yeah, I'll pay for it, to try to make me accept this. No. You're going to implant children in my mind as I'm watching adult content. Now you're making me imagine this thing and try to make me subscribe to that. You will never leave that fantasy. And then trash like that's like, yeah, and they think the entitlement gonna make me subscribe to that. Trash us. You guys are low life bottom feeders. These trash are actually the bottom feeders in this whole thing. Entities filled with pedophiles are running this program. The DOD is behind this. Not these clowns here with the fake. And by the way, they've been telling me they're going to be implanting child porn, by the way, for a long time. But child porn that they're going to implant, it should be okay to do, because they're radical like that. They're radical like that. They're so radical. They're going to implant. And right now, what they make me imagine, because in the videos, all the videos I make, I take the screenshot or make the videos. I have a video of it, and post that and make a video about what they're doing. It's like, no, that's because it's your child. No. And they try to change it. No, you do that because I make these videos, and I'll make videos. Just like I have a picture of this trash here. I have a picture of the babies that they force me to have these disgusting experiences, or manipulate me to experience disgusting things. And then make videos about it, and I'll continue to do that. And you continue to try to twist it the way but it's been years of me making the same videos. I'm going to continue with the consistency of what I've been doing since 2020. And I will never internalize these things. They have no shame of what they can implant in your brain, the narrative they can implant in your brain, and try to make you accept this. And then try to gaslight you by acting this way. It's like, with me, you will never leave that fantasy. I'll crash out the right way. I'll see for trash that forcing these poor babies to put themselves in circumstances. And she was right to act this way, by the way. Because some target individuals have killed 15-year-old. They think they can drive people into insanity, and the people are not going to turn insane, which consists of killing. They think their entitlement is going to negate that. Until somebody like Steve Marlowe write a whole manifesto, makes a pre-recorded video, I'm about to execute people participating in that, and one of them was a 15-year-old kid, and the 41-year-old, 42-year-old mother, and then kills a 78 and an 82-year-old. Do you think he wouldn't kill a younger kid? These clowns are delusional, entitled fuckers. They're actually cowards. You know, the worst part is like, yeah, we're not scared. It's like, because you're not around me here right now. And on top of that, it's not that you're brave. You're just disconnected with reality. It doesn't even dawn on you what will happen. Target individuals stay strong and see these trash for what they are. Can you imagine this trashiness and the story that are just, that's stupidity. I wish I could unblur the faces of these people, so you can see the face making. That's part of the gimmick, because it's so real that I've been making videos about this for a long time. It's gonna be 6 years in July this year, and this trash are still trying to gaslight me. I will never let this low life leave the fantasy and recreate reality the way they want it to. I have this like face because I walk like that and I'm named. This is true. Trash. Your entitlement's not going to erase reality. For all who suffered and died in this program, you'll be accountable for what you're part of, not your fantasy. So I'm saying that they try to make me think, 14, think about what you did when you were a child in 8th grade. Yeah. See, that's proof. To make me subscribe to these stories, they make me imagine today. They say, but remember what happened when you were in 8th grade? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we solved it. This is the entitled fuckers who think that's how people should think. That people should be subscriptive of the stories they come up. Because what a child did in 8th grade? Trash, low life. Target me to stay strong.